Hi, folks. Welcome to another edition of An Hour with Bob. And with me today is an old friend. He's been on the show a number of times over the years, and I've been doing this 33 years, and I believe he was on here the first year I was on TV, I think, close enough. Tony Petrarca.
Hello.
The weatherman of the stars.
Oh, stop it. I lost count. How many, in the last 33 years, how many times?
A lot.
Not as many as Gene,
You're
though.
number two. You're number two. You're not up there. You're not number one, but you're up there.
Now, let me tell you this. Now, did you make pizza for Gene? Because Gene, I don't know if you're watching, Gene Valicenti.
I know. I'm going to hear it, too.
Yeah.
You had to bring it up. You had to bring it up.
So here's the story. I get a text last night, because I know I'm going to be on today, and Bob says, I'm making pizza for you. What do you want on your pizza? The pizza's over there. It was delicious. I had a piece. I'm going to take some back to the studio.
You're going to take the whole thing
Take
back
to
to
the
the
studio in a
studio.
little while. But, and you made the crust too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. It's the only reason why I came.
I
There was free pizza.
It is
Thank
good
you.
pizza. You're very welcome. And I made that fresh this morning. I made that a couple hour and a half ago.
That's good. I like that.
I timed it just right. So I got here at noon. So at 11:30, I took that out of the oven.
I tried keto, but when you're Italian, you can't do keto. It's hard. You have to have bread. You have to have pasta. So I'm trying.
Well, you keep your weight down.
I find I've been learning more about insulin resistance and sugar and things like that.
Right.
It's ironic. Off camera, we've been on for so long. We're old now. We've been talking different health.
Talking health.
Back.
Yeah.
So you've noticed I'm wearing sneakers, and I get with the suit, and I get this a lot. You can see my sneakers on the air when I'm on television at WPRI, and some people say, "Well, how come you're not wearing dress shoes?" And I said, "Well,
Right.
it has to do with my back. It has to do with my arches.
Right.
Bad arches, bad arch support, which means now you have a back that
Supposedly that throws everything off.
It throws everything.
And I do notice that if I buy sneakers and they don't have a good arch, oh my God, I die. And have you ever had plantar fasciitis? Have you had that?
We'll have to do 2 hours with Bob to talk about. And even like the way, I'm sitting with my legs crossed because it makes my lower back feel a little better when I'm sitting. So I bring this up only because you and I were talking about our back problems.
Right.
Unfortunately, yours are a little more significant than mine, but
You've never had surgery, right?
no, but I've certainly, impacting me as far as, it hurts. I'm changing. I'm trying to find some arches now, wearing different shoes and things like that. So never in a million years. Initially, I couldn't figure out why my back was bothering me. Then I realized, someone said, well, you're flat-footed. If your arches are out of whack, and then your spine and leg is out of whack, your hips are out of whack, and then, yeah.
Well, I'm the most out of whack person on earth. I got sciatica bad.
So mine's sciatica too. So anyone who has sciatica, they know it's your lower back, and it'll go down.
It radiates all the way to your toes.
All the way
if you
down
got
to
it
your leg.
Yeah.
So you take for granted sometimes, good spinal health and back health and things like that until, like everything hurts, even just simple sitting and walking and things like that.
Well, I told you I bought a new car. I bought a new Lexus, and one day I'm driving it, and I'm terrible for not reading instructions, even for a new car. I don't read the manual. So I'm in the car and I'm driving. The thing's beeping. Something's beeping. I'm looking. I'm checking on the screen. Is the door open? Or what's going on? And
Well, the Lexus is essentially a computer on wheels.
yeah. So I end up seeing right in the middle of the dash, right in the middle of the odometer, it says sit up. Sit up.
That's how smart the seat is.
That's what?
That's how smart the Lexus seat is. It's got lumbar support and this and that.
Because I got the sciatica all the time, the burning down the leg, so I sit like this when I drive.
And it wants to know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, because it can't see me. I'm not sitting straight. I'm not sitting up, and it makes me sit back up.
My car doesn't do that.
It doesn't do that, no.
My Hyundai doesn't do that. No.
I almost bought a Tesla, but in fact, I actually ordered it, put a deposit down for it, 2023, and 2024. I ordered it in March. It was coming in December 27th, 2 days after Christmas. December 23rd, I went down to the Tesla dealer again. And I said, with a friend who wanted to know more about the Tesla. And I said, come on, we'll go down, we'll have some fun, we'll go out, take it for a ride, because they'll let you take it for a ride. And they don't even come with you.
Yeah.
So I go down to it was in Warwick at the time, now it's in Providence. So I go down, I tell her I want to take it for a ride. So we get in the car, so she comes over to the car to re-instruct me of the things. And she goes, feel the steering wheel? I go, yeah. She said, nice and warm, huh? I go, yeah. Seat, nice and warm, right? I go, yeah, but I don't like warm seats. I like cold seats, because the sciatica burns already. I don't need heat, I need cold. So I sit on ice pack at home, and I go, where's the cooling seat? She goes, it doesn't have cooling seats. So I said, I can't get it with cooling seats? She goes, no, we don't offer it. I go, deal's off.
Yeah, but is there even such a thing as cooling seats in the summer? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there is?
Oh,
Okay.
the new cars have cooling seats. My Lexus has cooling seats.
Oh, I'm way behind.
I said, I'm not going to pay $64,400 for a car that doesn't have cooling seats. It ain't happening. So I canceled the order. In fact, I even left my deposit, because I'm of the old school that you put a deposit on something and you don't take it, you lose your deposit.
Yeah.
But nowadays you can get your deposit back.
Good.
But I don't have the gumption to go back to the dealer and say, give me my deposit.
You left and they said, that guy's high maintenance.
Yeah.
He's had too many back problems.
I couldn't believe it. Didn't have cooling seats. You can get in almost any new car now, a cooling seats. Some of them actually have a cold seat, but most of them are just vented, But it's so much more rewarding to have, because I can't stand the heated seats, because they come on automatic. If you put the heat on in the car, the heated seats come on. Oh my God.
Well, considering now we're recording this as February 18th.
18th.
I mean, what a cold winter. You've had the
We're going to get into that.
The heat on in the car.
Yep.
All the time, the defrost, trying to keep it clean. You wash it 2 days later.
Oh my God.
Load it with salt.
Yeah.
I mean, as we speak, it's raining outside for the first time. I can't remember. It hasn't rained in such a long time. Every time
It's always been snow.
It's always been snow. So it's been a challenging winter. We've been spoiled of late. And
How many inches of snow we have last winter? 15, something like
between the official records are kept at the airport, so
Right.
it was like 15 to 18 inches. Normally we have
that
about
was
30.
a guess. I was close.
Normally we're supposed to have 30, 35. So
Right.
this winter up to about 30 so far, and we still have 5-6 weeks.
Right,
5-6 more weeks to go.
Well, I do remember once, April 1st, we had a good snowstorm.
Oh, the April Fool's storm.
Yeah.
That was 90.
6?
I should know the date. Only because it was kind of a surprise. It was a storm that started as rain and then went over to a huge amount of snow, but more so up in the Boston, Worcester area, northern Rhode Island. I know some of the Boston meteorologists were like, they weren't too happy. I wasn't happy either. It was kind of a surprise. It humbles you in weather forecasting. Every now and then you can get something that's just not as you expected.
Now, do you get people reacting to you, blaming you for the snow?
A lot of
Probably
a lot
less
of it.
now.
No, a lot of it is good-natured ribbing. Like
Right.
the people will see me and they'll kind of tease me and things like that. But I'm well aware and I'm very sensitive to people who, if the forecast doesn't go as planned, there's some people that either make money or most of the time the people that lose
money
because they're counting on, making plans to do
right.
this or not. So I'm very sensitive to that, and I take it to heart. If a forecast doesn't pan out as expected, I can understand how some people are upset. Most of the time, it's very polite, kind of like, hey, what happened? It was supposed to.
Right.
And other times, especially on social media, things can be a little
Well,
a little
now.
colorful.
It's a whole different world now, right, for you?
Yeah,
Social media?
yeah. I mean, when I started, it'll be almost 40 years. If somebody
When did you start? What year?
March of '87, so I'm going on 39 years.
87, holy cow.
So back then, if somebody wanted to tell you something, complain about something, you get it in an email or maybe a phone call. But I don't get a lot. You don't get a lot of like mean things. A lot of times, people say, "Hey, what happened? You know, and anytime a forecast doesn't go right, you try to figure out, you know, what is it that went wrong? Next time that setup happens,
Right.
you remember. You're always learning, even 39 years later, and even with all the great technology. I would say most of the time, you know, with big storms, we are doing pretty
Oh,
good.
you are very good.
But every now and then
You're very good.
there are times when it doesn't always pan out.
Now, what's this with the most accurate?
Oh, so there's an independent research company that analyzes all of the television markets and gives them a grade. And in the Providence market, this company, it's called Weather Rate,
Right.
grades all the stations and really all over the country. And they keep a score, and at the end of the year, they'll come out with a number grade that lets you know what station was more accurate.
Right.
Yeah. And so we've been participating now for 8 years, and we're going on 8 consecutive years.
And you've been number 1 8 consecutive years?
Per this company that grades us called Weather Rate. So we don't.
Based on that company?
But yeah, so it's an independent company that is a team that looks at all stations all across the country. Yeah. So but fortunate to have to work with a good team, a television station that stays ahead of the technology in terms of software and hardware and
Right,
things that we
right.
need to to do our job. Yeah.
You know who's never been on the show? Now that
Who?
I think of it, TJ. I don't think so.
No, really?
I don't think so.
I'm
I
going to
don't-
have to.
I don't think so.
But once I tell them about the pizza.
Yeah, but I know I might have made a mess up there because now I'm going to have all my guests asking for
Oh.
pizza. Right? They'll all be asking for pizza.
When I see, it's funny because TJ and I are like two ships that pass in the night because
Right.
he's in the
Very
early
morning.
morning and then I'm coming. Every now and then we'll cross paths.
How
but
would you like that morning shift?
I'd done that, but when I was doing mornings, which was many years ago.
Yeah, but
the
it wasn't,
newscast.
it wasn't at 4:30 in the
No,
morning.
the newscast started at 6.
Yeah.
So now the newscast starts at 4:30. So he's in
2 o'clock, 2:30.
2:30, and even earlier if there's a big storm. So he has a super long day, and he has to go to bed early, get up, and go to bed at a certain time, and get up very early in the morning. But even though we don't see each other physically, when there are storms coming, we all communicate with
together.
Well, we don't get so much together, but we communicate with each other with what we're thinking. We all want to be on the same page
Right.
when it comes to a forecast. What do you think? What do you think? Oh, I saw this, I saw that, and stuff like that. So it's a team effort, even though a lot of people at home don't realize you may just see me on the screen, but it's all of us, working together. Yeah.
Where'd you go to school?
Linden,
Vermont?
Vermont, Linden State College.
I know that?
Lindenville, Vermont, which is now called, I think, Northern Vermont University.
What
It's a school.
what
It's a
town?
school
Is
that's
that the town it's in?
It's in
Linden?
Lindenville.
Yeah.
The St. Johnsbury, Northeast Kingdom of Vermont.
Oh, that's way up off of
Oh, yeah.
91, right? That's up right off-
91?
Is it 91?
Yeah, up 91. So it's
Yeah.
a 4.5-hour drive from here, and it's a nationally renowned meteorology school and for broadcast meteorology. So myself, Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel,
Right.
who was my roommate.
Oh, no
Well,
kidding.
Yeah, we're still friends today. TJ went to Linden. There are a number of people in the Boston market that went to Linden. Kelly Bates, who at one time was at Channel 6 and Channel 10, she had gone to Linden. So it's a popular school.
Somebody I had on in the last few months.
I think I'm trying to think. There may be a new hire at Channel 10.
Russo, Nick Russo.
Nick, I think, went
Yeah,
to
he went there.
Linden. Yes, he did. I had heard somebody tell me that he had gone to Linden too.
Yeah.
So it's a well-known school. It's a great meteorology school. It's in New England, and all meteorologists want to be in New England.
Well, because we have the most unpredictable weather, right?
Yeah, I mean, we get everything from A to Z. So to be a weather forecaster here with 4 distinct seasons, and it changes very rapidly, it's very challenging. It's not like Southern California.
Right, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
It's got to be sunny today.
yeah, it's a lot of fun to be a weather forecaster here. Yeah.
Now, you speak about Vermont. You remember my son Zachary,
Yes.
I used to
Not a
have-
baby anymore.
No, no. I used to have to drive to Milton, Vermont. I don't know if you know where that is.
It's near. No, I had a friend that lives in. That's near Lake Champlain. Is it? No.
It's north. It's 22 miles north of Burlington.
Yes. So it's in the.
It's almost at the Canadian
Yes, in
border.
the Champlain Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to leave East Greenwich, when I lived in East Greenwich, to drive up 5.5 hours each way.
Oh, easily.
Pick them up and then drive right back. I did that every other Friday.
I did the drive to Burlington about 3 years ago, it was in the summertime. But yeah, it's a hike. It's so beautiful. Actually, my first job was in Burlington, Vermont, when I was a senior at Linden. On the weekend, for a couple of months, for the weekend, I would go to WCAX in Burlington, Vermont.
Right.
I would do the weather in the evening, and then I would come back Monday to go to class. It was pretty cool. I was still at school my senior year. It was just freelance. I wasn't like a permanent.
Right.
And I would go there on the weekend, do the weather, and then come back on Monday and go to class. So I actually did that for a couple of months. So technically that was my first job, but my first real job was
Right.
long-term job was Channel 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, Burlington, Vermont, but it's
It's a nice city.
Oh, it's
Burlington's
beautiful.
a beautiful city. It's
Yeah.
not the capital, but it's the biggest city. What's
Yes.
the capital of Vermont?
Montpelier. No. It's not Montpelier. Is it Bennington?
Is it? Wait, maybe I'm wrong.
No, it's Montpelier.
Is it Montpelier?
I think it is.
It's not St. Albans?
No, I think it's Montpelier. The state, the capital, I think their state house is in Montpelier. People at home right now are Googling.
Yeah, they're Googling it. I'm going to Google it. You got it? Can you check it out? The capital of Vermont. We'll find out what it is.
Hey Siri.
I know it's not. I know it's the smallest capital in the United States by population.
What? The Vermont?
Yeah, whatever the capital is.
Should we bet on this now while he's looking?
Yeah, I think it's St. Albans.
Montpelier. Bing, bing, bing.
Montpelier? Wow.
Alex,
Why did I not know that?
I'll take geography for 200.
Yeah, huh? Yeah. I'm pretty good at geography, actually, and the capitals. My son was very good at the capitals because we used to have that long drive, and we'd go do the whole capitals, and then we did the times tables. 5.5 after I pick him up, it's 5.5 hour drive back, and I'd have to have him keep me awake I'd test him all the way back.
And I remember being on the air for the first time long time ago and doing the maps, and I'm like, well, where am I pointing to? What city is this? And this would be like the national map, and where
Because it's the opposite.
But just like what city am I pointing to down here in Florida? Is that Fort Lauderdale? Is that? So in the beginning, you really wanted to hone in your geography skills as far as towns and cities and things like that.
Right.
So when new people come here doing the weather, we have some unique, as you know, towns and cities with unique names. So sometimes the pronunciation.
Oh, God. Well, a lot of Indian.
Pasco.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not Pascogue.
Pasco, yeah. Chepachet,
Yeah.
right?
Um,
Ninigrid,
Yeah.
Weekapeg,
Well, no. Weekapog
Weekapog.
in Westerly. And then some of these other villages like this, Carolina in Rhode Island, Wyoming,
Greene.
Hopkins Hill, Glendale, which is Burrillville,
Right, Oakdale,
Oakdale,
Compton.
In West Warwick. So I grew up in like Warwick, West Warwick. So Compton, there's Natick, there's Arctic.
Arctic, that's Warwick.
Yeah. So we're natives. So
There's 39 communities in Rhode Island. In fact, when I worked for the governor, when he was the lieutenant governor, we got this idea to visit all 39 communities in Rhode Island and go visit. Do you know there's a farm in every community in Rhode Island?
Oh, yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. And in fact, there are more than 39 farms because some of these towns, cities, towns, whatever, have 3 or 4 or 5 farms. Like Cranston, of all things, has several farms. And the biggest farm in Rhode Island, I think it's the biggest farm, is 2,800 acres. And guess what they grow? It's in Coventry.
What is it?
Cranberries.
Boom. You would have thought you had to go to Plymouth.
Yeah, or Carver, North Carver.
Carver, that's it.
Yeah, 39 of the 39 communities. I think that's the biggest farm, and it's all woman, and the Green family. That's the area that's named after. That goes right to the Connecticut border. That community of Green.
And we've interviewed, if you bring that up, farmers and people that do tree farms and Christmas trees and tulips and pumpkins and
Lawson.
when there's extreme weather. So especially with like Christmas trees, like if you're running into a drought,
Right.
and then the Christmas tree crop, the
kills it.
following is the needles are falling off. Pumpkins and things like that, cranberries. There's either too much rain, there's not enough rain. Or said, well, how can you not have too much rain, but crops need rain? Well, now you're getting mud and moisture and mildew, and it's a very delicate balance. You don't want it to be too dry, you don't want it to be too wet and too cold and too hot, and vice versa. Late, deep into the spring where you get an outbreak of real cold weather, and it kind of disrupts the buds that are coming. So many weather-sensitive industries that we deal with, and that's a good example of some of our local farmers. Ever drive by it's down in southern Rhode Island near, I don't know if it's near URI, that huge sod farm where they just.
Oh, they have a few of them. They have 3 of them right on the row.
But I had no idea. Now
I got sod from there a couple of times.
that whole open area is humongous.
Beautiful.
It's just.
Carpet. It looks like carpet.
It does. And they're rolling it. And
Yeah.
I've only gone by there maybe 2 or 3 times, and I've lived here all my life, and I was amazed. Like, wow.
It's right on Route 2. It's right all the way down.
Yes,
Route
all
2.
the way down. It's amazing. And then the irrigation system that they have, like on wheels.
Oh, they have to.
I was
You ever
like,
see how they cut it? How they cut the sod up and
the
roll it
machine
up?
and roll it.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
And there you go. That's another industry that relies on weather. I don't think too many people realize that sod farm. It's out in the middle of, I don't want to say
No,
nowhere,
again,
but
there's 3 of them there.
Yeah.
There's 3 sod farms. On the left, it's called Turf Incorporated, which last year I did a house over in Pawtucket, and it had all dirt in the backyard, and I cleaned it up and I put some loam down, and then I had truckloads of sod brought in. And I laid it myself, like laying carpet. It comes in big strips, and you lay it down and you water the hell out of it.
Oh, here's a good segue. You're talking about people complaining. Probably the biggest one I got, and this guy was angry, and I can understand.
And I'm going to give you one too, by the way. Somebody told me after I had you on the show years ago. Go ahead.
So he had sprayed hydroseed,
Oh.
but it wasn't just like a little area. It was like a humongous area of hydroseed that was spread. It comes out the hose.
Right.
And the day as a whole was a beautiful day, beautiful everywhere.
Oh,
Anyone
no, it rained.
anyone that went out that day said, "Wow, what a great day!"
Right.
But in the afternoon, this one small downpour, a little, we call it a sun shower, just
Right.
happened to pop up.
Probably in only one area too.
The
right?
only one, and it popped up in that area where the hydroseed was
Oh,
put
no.
down,
Washed it all out.
and it washed it all away. And when I tell you, it was 99.9% of the state that day was beautiful, but
Right.
that one
Oh,
isolated,
no.
and that person.
He reamed you out.
It's funny because in such a small state, you can get localized systems like that, where one town may be getting this and the next town over
Right.
is not getting anything at all. And on that particular day, it was just this one little small 25-minute, which normally would not be a big deal to anyone. Okay, let's go inside. The sun comes back out, which it did.
Right.
But it just happened to be right in that area where some of the sod, the hydroseed was put down. So when we say isolated shower, we're not exactly sure which community or which town it'll be.
Right. But somebody's going to get it.
Somebody will get it, and then the next town over won't get anything. And so, where that isolated shower happened, someone will say, "Oh yeah, that's what the weather people said." They said,
Right.
And-
But he didn't wanna hear
but,
it.
But if it didn't happen, well, that person would say, "Well, there was supposed to be an isolated shower, but I never got one." Whereas the next, so that if it didn't happen in my backyard, it didn't happen at all. But it did happen. It just didn't happen in your.
Yeah.
So that's the.
So what'd the guy do?
It was such a long time ago. It was an email. He was frustrated, and and I explained to him how, exactly what had happened and things like that. I never get angry and answer back with, what are you talking, I'm very laid back, and I answered it very, very politely. I think for the most part, people understand that weather, we've come a long way. We do a much, much better job than we did many years ago. But that it's a lot like medicine. It's not a 100% exact science, but we've come such a long way with hurricane forecasting and even with snowstorms. I mean, every now and then snowstorms will catch you by surprise, like the April Fool's one. But the more recent one we had, the big one in late January, it's 12 to 18 inches of snow. That was a very, very well forecasted storm.
Oh yeah, you're on the money there.
And then other times you'll get the snow, but maybe it's not quite as much that you were thinking, but you still got some snow and things like that.
You ever had, because I had a friend, well actually he wasn't much of a friend, but I knew him, but he knew I knew you, and you had just been on my show, this is years ago, and he got up one side of me and down the other. You know what he cost me? He said he had a band playing that night. He had to cancel the band because it was supposed to be raining, and it didn't rain.
Or it did rain, but it didn't rain at that location, but it rained like in other spots.
Right, in the next village.
Yeah, so especially in the summertime, a lot of our precipitation is we call convectively driven. It's not very uniform, like it's a statewide rain, and much like in Florida, you've been there many times. You'll get a pop-up shower, and it goes away, and the sun comes back out. And many times our precipitation in the summertime is like that, where one town is getting a nasty thunderstorm. Meanwhile, in Providence, the sun is shining. You look north from Providence, you can see the dark cloud in Smithfield.
Yep.
But in Providence, the sun is out, and as that storm approaches Providence, it falls apart. Providence never gets a drop of rain. The northern part of the state did. And that's some of the variability that you can get sometimes with precipitation in the summer. In the wintertime, like today, it's raining everywhere. So the precipitation a lot of times is very uniform and statewide, whereas in the summertime, it's more sporadic and spotty. And just trying to nail down the timing and what spots will get that precipitation is always challenging.
All right, we're going to take a little break.
We got to stretch our legs and our back.
Our back's up. We got to stand up. We got to move around. We'll be right back on An Hour with Bob and Anthony.
Yeah, Bob.
Tony Petrarca. I don't know Bob. His friends call. We'll be right back. Oh, we're back after a little break on An Hour with Bob. We're with Tony Petrarca, the biggest guy on the weather, right?
Not
you've
at
been there
all.
the longest, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I lost
Closest to you is probably Mark Zeros, but he's not even that close. He's not. What'd you say, 45?
No, I'm going on 39.
39
Mark
years.
maybe close to 30.
30, yeah,
29
close
or
to 30, yeah.
I don't know.
Because he was with ABC 6.
Yep.
What happened there, by the way, speaking of ABC 6?
Just big companies kind of take
They ate
over
'em up.
other, like mergers. You see a lot of mergers.
But that's sad.
Well, our company runs 2 television stations.
Right.
Fox.
Right.
That company.
But it's like 3, though, don't you? Don't you have the...
Well,
the
we have
SW there?
Fox. We have the CW.
CW, I said SW.
So you see, there are markets where one company can own kind of a certain amount of property, but within FCC laws and things like that. So our company is called Nexstar.
Oh, it used to be.
Well, hey, you have a good memory.
Yeah.
But I've been there for so many years. I've been through so many companies.
Right.
And fortunate that we've landed on a company called Nexstar, which is terrific. And they own a lot of television stations across the country.
Where are they out of? Nashville?
Texas. I think it's
Texas,
Irving. Is it Irving, Texas? They're out of Texas, and they stations all over the country. Stations on the West Coast. Have one in Springfield, Mass. One in Burlington. We were just talking about Burlington, Vermont. one in Burlington as well. You remember a long, long time ago, my channel used to be
WPRO.
ABC. We were an ABC
Right,
network.
that's right, yeah.
Uh,
They flipped that.
and
You became
now-
a CBS, and ABC became CBS, and you
Yep.
became ABC. Oh, no, you lost ABC and became CBS.
Yeah, so we're
And Channel 6 became ABC.
it's like,
Right? Hello.
and what's kind of unique is that now you're and people are saying, well, what's going on? The people seeing the people at WJR that are now on the Channel 6.
Right.
And so it's like,
The first time I saw that, I go, what the heck? I just had Nick Russo on my show. And then I'm looking and I'm flipping the channels and I see him on Channel 6. What the heck? Because I was going on Channel 6 to look for John DeLuca, and he's gone.
I love John.
One of my favorite guys
And
ever.
anyone that ever brings up his name, immediately they'll go, oh, what a nice guy.
Exactly.
What a nice,
Exactly.
and he is. Trust me when I tell great journalist, great anchor, been there for, and he was just recently inducted and well-deserved in the Rhode Island TV and Radio Hall
Right,
of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Which was just recently, he was inducted.
And that's his payment to lose his job.
How he'd been in the business for so long, right. And I'd like to think that he was at the point where he's getting ready to say, I'm going to relax now and retire, and I'm sure he was already heading in that direction anyhow. But yeah, so another a major league anchor that is hopefully enjoying life and doing. Not getting up early.
I remember when he got hired by ABC6 because his wife
was on the air too.
She was the anchor on ABC6, and he was a reporter.
Yes.
Because I had her on my show before he came to town.
And Mark Searle's wife.
Yes, was on Channel 10.
No.
It was 12.
It was on Channel 12.
Channel 12, yeah. Nicole, is it Nicole?
Nicole. No, she hasn't been on TV, and she doesn't
Right.
do. But it's funny how just kind of how things change, and yeah. So she was a reporter at Channel. I forget. It was a long time ago. I've lost. It's been 39 years. I've seen so many people come and go that I need kind of a scorecard. And there's not a lot of people in the market that have been here like a long, long time.
Right.
Like, I'm at the point now where I say, well,
you're like the dean. You're like the dean.
All the kids are here now.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, first time, I've been there a long time. Mike Montecalvo.
I remember when he was on the radio.
Yeah, so you include radio with Mike.
Right.
And he's over 40 years.
Right.
So, as far as people have been on the air for a long time, Mike, myself, Shannon Hagee's been on a long time now.
I love her. I absolutely love her.
Yeah, a lot of people of my friends will say, we love Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
So, what about me? We love
Yeah, you're all right.
We love Shannon. Tim White.
Yep.
Long time.
I used to have his father on years ago.
Oh, and I had the privilege of working with Jack. Well, you want to talk about the dean of, investigative reporting.
Do you know what he told me, Jack White told me? I had an incident back in, this will bring up some open some wounds. It was called Friends in High Places. It was in Woonsocket. I was living up there. I just bought a brand new house up there, and I bought it off a realtor. And the realtor's son was a piece of work. And when you buy a brand new house, it was a raised ranch, you got a year for any problems in the house. Well, I had the wall in a raised ranch, you walk in and you walk up 4 stairs or walk down 4 stairs. Well, the wall going up all cracked all the way up, big crack. So they agreed he's got to fix it. So I'm going away to Chicago for 5 days to McCormick's Place. And so I'm going to be away. I'm going to do Bob's Big Adventure. And in fact, that time I went to Notre Dame too. I did a show in Notre Dame on 50-yard line.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I happened to drive by it, see the gate open, and me and my camera girl went right in there, and we got nailed for being in there. But that was another story. Anyway, I go away, but before I go away, I said, I don't want your son in my house. And he wasn't a kid, he was like 29. But I knew he had a drug problem, and I didn't want him in my house. Oh, what do you mean? I said, please, you may not see it, but I see it. I don't want him in my house. So anyway, okay. So only Paul's going to go in, okay. So I leave. 5 days later, I come back. I drive in my garage. I get out of the car, I open the door, and now you're in the lower level. And to the left was a closet, to the right was the washer and dryer. And I had this big wicker basket on top of the washing machine. And as soon as I walked in, as soon as I opened the door, I see a button on the floor. And I know it ain't one of my buttons, because if I had lost a button, I'd throw the shirt away. I wouldn't be. And the button had a lot of thread in it, so it had been used a couple of times. So I knew something was amiss. And all I did was I opened the door to the closet, because in the closet, and only the owner and the builder knew this, behind the closet wall, on the interior of the closet, was a door. And it's a hiding place for stuff. And I used to collect gold and silver. I used to buy 100-ounce bars of silver, and I buy gold when I got a chance, because it's much more expensive. And I also had a lot of camera equipment, because I'm a photographer, and video equipment. And now I'm looking around, everything's gone. They stole everything. So I go outside, I call the cops, cop shows up, he's in my driveway, I'm talking to him. My neighbor, I had only been there a couple of months, so we used to wave to each other, but I didn't even know his name. He comes over to the fence and he goes, well, I guess he knew names because he called me by name. He goes, Bob. So and I'm motioned like this, like I'm talking to the cop, and he goes, no, come here. So I go over to him, he goes, I know who robbed you. I go, you do? He goes, yeah, he was here every night. And he says, get this one. And he'd come back every night with a wicker basket. He took my wicker basket for the first load, and he took it into his car and went home, and then he'd come back with the empty wicker basket, and he'd go in the house and he'd steal more stuff. And he did that 4 nights. It was the realtor's son. So he tells the cop takes the dictate, right? Days go by, he's not picking the kid up. Weeks go by, not picking the kid up. The cops come to me and they say, we want to know who had access to the house. I said, well, of course I did, and my girl did. Now, I worked in the mayor's office in Pawtucket at the time, and my girl also worked in Pawtucket. Not in the mayor's office, but she worked in Pawtucket. Who else had a key? I said, the contractor, the realtor, and his contractor. They call my girl in. They question her. They call me in, question me like I'm a thief. This kid never gets called in, saying something's wrong with this picture. So this is going on and on and on. This is going on into months. I end up, in total, I was on the front page of the Woonsocket Call 31 times. About 3 weeks in, because I'm getting no answers. I want this kid picked up. I want him at least talked to. They won't pick him up. Come to find out, a real click. The mayor, the chief of police, the safety director, the judge, and the head of the city council all started the first grade together up there. They all knew each other, and they did not want to pick this kid up. They didn't. He was, come to find out, he was on parole already, so he's going to jail right away. I don't know that, of course, but I get a call one Saturday morning from this guy, and he tells me, he says his name, and I said, you know who I am? I go, yeah. He was the safety director. He goes, I think it's a good idea if you just let this thing go. I go, what? He goes, you don't know who you're dealing with. I go, no, you don't know who you're dealing with. I said, I ain't letting nothing go. And I hang up on him. I called Jack White. Jack White lived on the Cape at the time, I think. So I explained it to Jack White. We meet that Monday. This was on a Saturday. We meet that Monday, go over a game plan. He's got his cameraman. We meet at a pizza joint, I'm explaining what I'm explaining to you, and he starts investigating. And he finds every Saturday the chief of police would go, on top of it, the guy owned a pawn shop. gee, where do you pawn guns and cameras and jewelry but a pawn shop? The guy that sold me the house owned a pawn shop. So it's quite obvious what's happening here. So he approaches the gun shop owner about it and denies everything. But he had already been looking at watching the place, and he sees the chief of police going there, hanging out there for hours at a time. So, he's friendly with this guy, and he sees that. And months goes on. And finally, I get really pissed. And I go into every Monday night, they have the council meeting, and it was on television. It was on cable TV. Mm-hmm. And I used to be licensed to carry, and I had a 44 Magnum, long barrel, 44 and if I had a suit jacket on like this, it would stick out the bottom, the gun, because it's 10.5-inch barrel. So I wore a big trench coat, and I'd bring a Providence cop with me, just for theatrics. And I go to the city council meeting, and they had open discussion. People could come to the counter, come to the podium, and, I need a stop sign, or I need, that type of stuff. So they, one after the other, they're doing their thing, and I wait till it's a lull. Anybody else? So that's when I get up there. But the cops aside of me would go up to the thing. In fact, the picture was in the newspaper the next day of me at the podium with my tweed jacket on. It didn't see the gun, but you see the cop there, and it headlines is Venturini gets fed up. Because I tried everything to get these. They picked me up, they picked my girlfriend up, and tell my girlfriend that I said it was her, which was a total lie. And to this day, she believes that I try to blame her, which is nuts. So the guy, another couple of weeks goes by. Oh, by the way, while I'm at the podium telling these people, how come this guy hasn't been picked up, all this stuff. And I said, as the guy threatened me, and he did, and I looked down, Tony, he's sitting in front of me. He's sitting right underneath the podium, and I go just like this. I said, well, here's the worm right here now. And I tore him up right in front of everybody. And the mayor stands up to try to defend him. I go, you nitwit, you don't even know what's going on in your own city. I said, they're running the city right behind you, underneath you, and all this shit. Now, by this time, I got all kinds of stuff from Jack White. He's telling me all this stuff. Oh, by the way, this was during the Beaver Tempest time, if you remember that. Beaver Tempest was a cop, a Woonsocket cop, allegedly killed this girl because she got pregnant. I don't know the whole story, but there was two people. One got killed, and the other person in the other apartment got hurt for the rest of their life, got banged up really bad. But he went to jail for, I don't know if he got murder or he went to jail for a long time anyway, allegedly. Anyway, Jack White handled that case. And he also handled the case of the mafia. And Jack White told me, and then after, just a couple days after I get on TV, I get a phone call. It's December 21st. Now this happened in August. The case happened in August. December 21st, December 20th, I get a call. It's 10 o'clock at night on a Friday night from this guy, Jerry, who was the father. He goes, you were right. It was my kid that robbed you. I said, how come all of a sudden you're coming clean? He goes, he got picked up in Warwick. His damn girlfriend finked on him.
Oh, my God.
I mean, he's like acting like, that no good for nothing finked on him. Are you going to get sympathy from me because the girlfriend finked on him? Why did the girlfriend fink on him? Because he beat the hell out of her. And the girlfriend told the cops that all the 100-ounce bars were stolen. And the big thing was, the girlfriend says, and there was a book, and it had $2 bills in the pages with 13-cent stamps on it. When the $2 bill came out, I bought 2,000 of them, $4,000, the day they come out. And the only way you could prove after that day that they were first day issue was the postage. And they had to be hand postmarked. So me and then Harry Kazarian, he saw me doing it, and he come over and he asked me what I was doing. So he ended up helping me, and then he went and bought some. Harry Kazarian did. We postmarked them by hand, and I got home and I sold them at a local bar. I sold 1,000 of them for $4 a piece.
It's funny you bring that up because there was just a recent story about the value of of certain $2 bills now, which is more than $4. Apparently there's certain circulations of $2 bills,
Right.
which are rare, that are worth. You should have held
Oh
on.
God, I had 2,000 of them. I had 2,000 of them. And anyway, the girl said to the cops, she's trying to jam them now. The guy that beat her up, she goes, yeah, and to really show that it was my stuff, she said, and she don't even know that she's doing this. She said, oh yeah, and I thought it was weird. They had a book full of $2 bills with 13-cent stamps on them. I mean, they're obviously my stuff.
If you'd held on to the $2 bills.
And so Jack White says to me at one point, he goes, you got to get out of that city. I go, what do you mean? He goes, it's too dangerous to be there. I go, what? He goes, I'm working with an undercover FBI agent. He says you don't know who the bad guy is in that town. It is so bad. And don't you know that I hear a noise outside my house about 1:30 in the morning. I look outside my window. Again, it's a raised ranch, so you're up high. I look down, there's a cop's car in my yard, in my driveway, sitting in there. It's a summer night, or September, October. And so I go down to see what's going on. As soon as I come out the door to see what's going on, he takes off. Next morning, I go to get in my car to go to work. Cars follow me right into Cumberland. And they did that a lot. So he said, they're intimidating you, or trying to. And he says, you got to be careful because you don't know what's going on. He said, I'm telling you, the FBI moved out of that town. They didn't want no part of it. So I get a call December 20th. He wants to meet. So we agree to meet Saturday, the next morning. So Jack White says to me, I called Jack Friday night. He says, you got a cassette player? You got a recorder? I go, yeah. He goes, any way you can put it? I said, yeah. So I put it in the louvered. I had a louvered door that led to the central air condition, and I set the table up right next to it. So when he come in with his wife, he goes, first words out of his mouth, you were right again. It was my son that robbed you. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And the mother starts crying. She goes, oh, you got to drop the charges. Otherwise, he's going to jail because he was already on parole. I said, I ain't dropping any charges. Oh, yeah, we'll take care of it. He says, well, you know, he got $3,000 for all the stuff, so I got the money. I go, you got what money? He goes, I got the $3,000. I said, yeah, what, you think that's going to make things even because you're going to give me what he got for it? You know, he got 10 cents on the dollar. You got to, you know, I got $30,000 worth of stuff lost, and you're going to give me $3,000. They're going to be equal. That ain't happening. So she's crying. The wife's crying. Oh, he's going to go to jail if you don't settle this. I said, no, this is going to court. So he leaves, and Jack White says to me, he's, Jack, I give the tape to Jack White. It ended up on your station 3 nights.
Oh, wow.
It was Friends in High Places, and they would play the tape, and they put the wording over the tape.
I never heard of that story. Well, Jack was there before Jack was there before I ever started.
Well, this happened 89 or 90.
Actually, well, then I would have just.
You were there?
Yeah. Though I don't.
He said
Jack.
It was the second biggest story he ever did.
And he's covered so many big stories. And this is kind of segue because I know I gotta head to
work.
and to segue into his son, Tim, and Jack's got to be smiling down and just the incredible work that Tim is doing.
Exactly.
Incredible work that Tim is doing with the investigative team at 12, and Tim heads that up. And
the first time I had Tim on the show,
Tim's
on the
been
show.
Here?
Oh yeah, he's been on the
Okay.
show, and he's been a couple of times. First time I had him on the show, he was teary-eyed when I was telling him the story about him, because Jack really tore them up. He really did a number on them.
And I was straight out of college, and I knew of Jack White because I grew up in Rhode Island watching
Sure.
TV.
Well, you grew up in what, Warwick?
In Warwick, and then to get hired at Channel 12, I'm 4 years old, and then there's like, that's Jack White, and the same reaction I had with that's Walter crying, that's Jack White. what am I doing here?
Right,
You know?
Do you know I can't find the tape, and a good friend of mine who was 29 years, he was my director, he moved to Virginia, he's every once in a while he'll bring it up and go, haven't you found that tape of, you just mentioned his name, Salty Bryant. So, because I had Salty on the show one night, and you were here.
Yes.
He took his leg off and put it right on the desk. I thought you were going to have a bird, but you didn't know he had a wooden leg.
No, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Yeah, it was
You certainly
myself.
didn't look
no,
like it.
I think it was myself, Salty.
Yeah, there was somebody else.
Who's the other person?
I cannot find that tape. I cannot find that tape. I know I got it. I got to have it because I got every tape I
Was
did.
it Art Lake? No.
Hot Lake? No.
No. I forget who it was. To give you an idea how long ago my first time on this program, the one with Salty Bryan, it's got to be 25 years ago.
At least.
At least.
Well, his wife died not long after that, right? Or was that another time he was on my show?
And another person where you bring up their name and they're like, oh my God, he's such a nice person.
Yeah, yeah.
And being here with Salty that time we did the show, and I'm looking, I'm like, this is a guy that I would wake up to with my fingers crossed,
right,
hoping that he was telling me that there was no school.
You got to go to school. No school. You wanted no school. You wanted no school.
Speaking of that,
You got to leave me?
No school, Foster Gloucester.
But I'm telling you, my buddies constantly go, you got that tape? Did you find that tape? Did you find that tape? But you're right, there was a third person on that show that night, because I used to have a couch. I used to have my desk and a couch.
And there was somebody somebody playing music that day?
Oh, yeah, I used to have a lot of, and food. A lot of times I had food when you came on the show.
Yeah, you would have somebody cooking.
I'd always have a chef, yeah.
Thank you for the pizza.
I have to make my own now. I used to have chefs. I used to have the Capitol Grill. I had Hemingway's. I had everybody was anybody came on the show back in the day. And after that thing happened in West Warwick, that's when they stopped it. They stopped me from cooking inside the place.
I will be back. I won't wait 2 years like last time.
Exactly. All right.
All right.
Well, we're gonna have to let Tony leave because he's got to go to work. That's Tony Petrarca, folks. And Tony, thank you for spending most of an hour with Bob.
Thank you. And the station is, I don't know if I could walk to the station.
Exactly, you could.
It's pretty close.
You could. It's right through the woods there.
But without bad backs.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's raining out.
Yeah. Well, can't you tell when it's raining with your back? I can.
You feel it in your joints a little bit.
Right, yeah. Why is that, by the way? Why is that? Is it the moisture?
Moisture, inflammation, things like that. Change in temperature, change in air pressure.
I always think it's a barometric pressure.
Yeah, well, the pressure.
Is that what it is?
Our bodies are like barometers.
Right. Yeah.
As I get older, it's like, maybe some.
You only got 5 minutes left, you know.
I don't what?
No, the show.
Oh,
it's only 5 minutes.
All right. So before I leave, tell me. You travel a lot. I know you're going to Texas next week. You got any kind of fun trips that are coming up this summer? Like I'm looking forward to the beach.
You're a beach person.
Yeah, I love. Because we got great restaurants. I love eating outdoors.
Where did I see you one time? I saw you at Fresco in East Greenwich one time years ago, right?
East Greenwich by the water's fun.
Right.
Down by the Coast Guard House is fun. Anything outdoors, including the hill. To be on the hill on a nice summer night.
Yep.
And eating outside.
Anyway, you can't beat Rhode Island. I've been all over the world, and I always look forward to coming back to Rhode Island. People go, "Oh, it's Rhode Island. It's Long Island." No, it's Rhode Island. It's not Long Island.
And we've got, I would say some of the best food in the country.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying, it's just the Italian food. It's just
the best food
everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, I had. You like crab rangoon?
Yeah. No, where are you getting yours?
The best one I had, and I had it recently, was in Cafe Garden in East Greenwich.
Where's that in East Greenwich? On Main Street? No.
Right on Main Street, yep.
I love Main Street, East Greenwich.
Oh,
because you got these like mom and pop coffee shops. You sit outside on the sidewalk
Right.
and things like that. When I was a student at Windman Junior High School, when our parents were like drop us off on Main Street in East
Yep.
Greenwich, and we would go to Frank and John's.
Frank and Johnny, yeah.
But when I was in junior high, it wasn't called Frank and John. It was called Two Guys from Italy.
Oh, yeah.
It was the original name. Then they changed it to Frank and John's.
Right.
That's still there.
Yep. But Johnny sold it. Frankie was long out, but Johnny finally sold it. By the way, we're talking about sun and everything. I got a little bit of bad news. I found out I got a malignant situation on my lips from the sun. And I'm not a sun person. I mean, I go out all the time. I'm outside all the time, but I don't like sit in the sun.
And we were talking about it off camera, and I've never heard of it being. What can happen anywhere in your body? I guess.
I'm
But
getting
I've never heard of it on the lip, but I guess
They got to cut my lip open and dig it out on March 2nd. March 3rd.
we take it for granted how the dangerous long exposure in the sun is,
Right.
and sunscreen and things like that, and reapplying and when to reapply, and even like as your hair thins in your
Yep.
scalp, or microphone, wearing a hat. The strongest rays are roughly 10 to 2.
10 to 2.
After 2, yeah, be careful, but the rays are not as strong.
Right.
Before 10 a.m.,
You're all right.
not as strong. On a cloudy day, you're still getting that radiation coming through the cloud cover. You can still still apply the sunscreen and things like that. So yeah, we stress when we're giving our beach forecasts about safe sun time and safe sun. There's no such thing as a healthy tan.
That shocked me when I found this out. They took a biopsy and come back. Bad news, Bob. You got a malignant situation here.
So I have something under my eyes, hard to see on camera, and they looked at it, and it's fine. But something that doesn't look right changes color, changes
Right.
texture.
You want it checked.
Changes shape. Have it checked.
Yeah, you're heading out. Before you go, you got pizza to take
Yeah,
back.
if you're just tuning in, Bob made me pizza this morning. I'm going to take it back to the station. I'm going to look like a rock star,
Yeah, exactly.
and I will give you credit.
Make sure Shannon Hagee gets some.
I will.
And Mike, give Mike a piece too. Let Mike have a piece.
I will give my paisan a piece of pizza.
I want his approval. I want to hear how good it is.
And I will talk to TJ. You told me TJ hasn't been on the show.
I don't believe he's ever been on the show.
I'll get him here.
All right, good.
All right.
Thank you for stopping, spending
Good
an
to
hour
see you,
with Bob.
Good to see you.
Tony Petrarca. And folks, thank you for tuning in and spending an hour with Bob.